today, we're gonna start the restoration on the drill press. This is the other half of it, and it's on the floor because it weighs like 300 pounds. We're gonna start with removing the rust from this main base. So it's definitely in pretty rough condition right now, but after we hit it with some WD-40 and a Scotch-Brite pad, we will get away all of this surface rust and it'll look 10 times better. But before we do anything else, we need to vacuum away all this grime and grease that was left over from the wildlife preserve. I had a better idea. Take this and put it on my sander. I got this thing off of the big stand. I'm gonna take apart this, degrease all of it, and then re-grease all of it because there's a bunch of gears inside this. Get to clean it.
Hey.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good.
This is where the thing's at?
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have a sandblaster.
I know, right?
That would be nice.
I was looking at one the other day, honestly.
How much?
They're up there because you need a compressor and all this shit.
You need the spot to do it.
Yeah.
This entire time was spent trying to take the connecting 1.5-inch bolt off of the coupler, all with the wrong tools, because I didn't have the 1.5-inch socket. Ironically, the 30 minutes it took me to do it unsuccessfully, I could have gone to the store and back and gotten the proper tool to do it successfully. Moral of the story, use the proper tool for the job, even if it means you have to go out of your way.
So look at all this grease that's in the rail that was holding everything up, causing it to clog and like kind of skip a little bit. You just take some paper towels and just kind of wipe the grease away. Ideally, I'd use Q-tips. See, the teeth themselves aren't supposed to have grease on them. The gears inside this are supposed to have grease on them. So someone must have overloaded the grease with this. Like, that's a significant amount of grease.
This is the part of the video where Brandon is being very stupid and pressing the record button when it's already recording and stopping the recording for a vital part of this entire restoration, which is remounting the mill bed to the base. So here's Ari and I discovering that the camera wasn't recording.
I don't know if you were. It's on now.
We're gonna drop down below and do the weighted base and de-rust all that stuff. We gotta finish this part. So we're gonna vacuum this grease, vacuum all this dust out of it.
The next day.
We're going to put the drill press head on this guy, and then we're gonna restore the drill press head. But that thing weighs like 300 pounds. So my friend Justin right here is gonna come and help us out. The inside of this thing is gross. I'm just gonna...
Damn, boy!
That should be good. Mr. Scotch-Brite. I was waiting for a giant fucking spider to like come out and kill me.
Dude, this is like rat nest heaven.
I'm not worried about rats, I'm more worried about spiders.
Really?
Yeah, I'm terrified of spiders. I'm terrified of spiders.
You can become Spider-Man.
Yeah, or you fucking die. Ready?
Guess so.
Me too. 3, 2, 1. Close your head. one more. As you see, it's in pretty okay condition. It's not in terrible condition. This is a little rusty, this is a little rusty. This part, unfortunately, is a little broken and probably gonna have to be remachined or replaced. But we're gonna totally tear this down. This front plastic piece is broken. Granted, it was broken in the move as I tried to lift it and realized this was plastic. A little too late. So I'll end up 3D printing a new one of these and keeping this front plate. Then also this part right here is very bent. I'm gonna have to bend that back out. The cherry on top, of course, is the nest inside here. It's not really a nest at all. It's just kind of a bunch of cobwebs and like dust, I think. That or a spider is gonna jump out and fucking kill me. One of the two.
Hello there.
Ah, Jesus. Why? Ah. I didn't want to kill him, but I should have, because now I don't know where he is. So first thing I'm gonna do is put some gloves on. Please don't bite me. Really appreciate it. I've been bitten by enough spiders in my life. Being one, and that's far too many. What I don't want to happen is there be like a fucking nest. Okay, I'm gonna go to the hardware store, and I'm gonna get some like spider killer, and I'm just gonna spray it down in there, because I don't want to risk anything, and that'll give me good peace of mind, because I'm fucking terrified. With my luck, there's definitely a hive of spiders in there, and I'm just, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I didn't think about this. I didn't think about like bugs and like things like that when I was getting these tools. I didn't think like, oh yeah, there might be like dead bugs or like alive bugs or bug hives or... And I know the whole thing like, oh, spiders are more scared of you than you are of them. I don't care. I'm still fucking scared of them. Haha. Here goes nothing. We're gonna take this thing off. So we're gonna take a rain check on the pulleys for now, because I think they connect within each other, and I can't really find anywhere online that explains how to take these things off to clean them. And they don't make them anymore, so I'll have to just use the ones I have. But for now, I'm gonna take this thing off, see what's under here. Let's do it. I'm gonna give all these screws and stuff like an acid bath. Pivoting it again, because we can't figure that one out, but we'll wrap it all back around. Remove that from the inside. Just gonna take these guys off. Ah, I've struck gold. Okay, so what you're telling me here is the pulley is not coming out. Yo, there is some like alien looking things in this fucking drill press. Alien, bro. Straight up alien. So I went to the hardware store and I got degreaser, I got penetrating fluid, I got WD-40 Specialist silicone quick drying, and then I also got some lithium grease. So we're gonna degrease, we're gonna regrease, we're gonna seal, and then we are going to reassemble. Still haven't figured out the whole pulley system yet. And I obviously want to get that super clean before I put this back in, so that way nothing gets in between the two. These are the befores. This is the spindle. You can see how it looks right now. Pretty bad condition. You see the grease, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna fix that. Some Q-tips and some degreaser. After about an hour and a half of penetrating oil and degreaser, this is the final product that will be going back into the drill press. It looks like a brand new part. It's totally different. You can tell a dramatic difference between this one, and this one looked worse than this one. So now we're gonna tackle this ye old drill spindle, and he's seen better days. Got a lot of grease right there. It's all bad, and then rust. I still have to figure out how to get this chuck out. I don't have a wedge though, so I have to figure out what I'm gonna do.
There's just something so satisfying about removing old grease from the grooves of a metal part and making it look brand new.
Yes, we did it. Oh boy, look at these two. Look at that, like a perfect working machine. So this is the big guy. When he's fully done, he looks great, like super good. And then here is the little guy. They look amazing, and I'm super proud of myself because this is awesome. I would have never guessed I could do this, and I did it. One last thing to do is this return spring. It's kind of a little dusty, rusty, but that'll be taken care of quickly. I just have to be sure not to like push it out because it'll kill me. I'm gonna do this piece now. See, it looks like this. It's gonna be looking nice and pretty. Once that's clean, then we can put those guys back into this. So to remove this thing, we've got to take these little clamp guys off, clean up the rusted edges right here, clean this guy up, and we'll seal it and decide whether we want to paint it or not.
Moving over to the grounding screws, the left side came out perfectly, but the right one not so much. I had to use a screw extractor kit to basically bore out the center of the screw, and then flip the bit to the reverse threads to remove the stripped screw. I decided to wrap the terminals in Teflon tape because I don't have any electrical tape, just to protect them from getting all gross when I pull them through the dirty pulley enclosure.
We're transitioning back to the motor to get this part off and get the dust all cleared out of it. But for now, we gotta take this off.
With everything disassembled, I wanted to give all these bolts and parts an acid bath. But to make sure that I don't lose track of all the parts, I drew boxes on a piece of paper with labels and then took a picture just to be safe. And this is what they look like before the acid bath. We're using Evapo-Rust, mainly because it's not terrible for the environment and it's much safer to use in a fairly unventilated space. It does, however, take a little longer to remove all the rust and kind of looks like healthy urine.
Just take this stuff and just drop it in.
You can already see the bubbles coming up.
Not as productive of a day as I would have liked it to be, but
definitely going to be a good little progress report.
The next day.
Another new day in the shop, and we are gonna get the rest of the kind of grime and grease off this front part and really just trying to use what we can, try to get some Q-tips under there and just clean the grease out and not even have to worry about it anymore because I don't have the tools to get it out, and I feel like me trying to makeshift a tool will end up just breaking the machine or the tool. So to save myself some money, we're just gonna do that. Penetrating fluid on this stuff. So I can get these pegs out because the rust really settled around it, and now I can't like easily, you have to like lift this and like, it's not practical. So we're gonna take the motor off. I'm gonna take a picture of where it's at exactly, so that way it'll be the same way when I put it back. Quick little tip for anyone else who wants to do this, get yourself one of these. This is a universal socket. Basically, there's a little magnet in the middle, and any size bolt that you put in that middle, it'll hold and it'll turn, which is cool. So I can take this same bit and take these bolts off and use the same bit to remove those bottom bolts down there. Got him. Got the big guy out. Okay. Where'd that bolt go? There it is. And now you can see the real mess. Nothing a little Vapor Rust can't handle. I'm literally a walking ad all the time. I had to order a new handle block. I didn't even realize when I was restoring it, but the one that I have is like cracked. Oh, I almost fell. It's like cracked right there, and then this part's totally chipped off. This one's fine, but it's totally stripped. So I ordered a new one. But for now, until it gets here in like 10 days, I'm just gonna put this back together. If we're at that stage. You fit? Oh yeah, you fit. Uh-oh. We're gonna set this guy aside. I'm gonna focus on these guys for now. What am I doing? I have this.
of course, my camera decides to lose focus throughout this entire time lapse, but you still get the idea.
Now, to kind of prevent the rust in the future, I'm gonna spray some of this quick drying silicone. It gives like a nice like silicone coating on the outside. It's really thin, but it lasts. We're finished with these other parts. Now we're gonna start this guy and make him look all pretty. It's time to clean this little handle up. Doesn't look the best right now, but once it's done, it'll look great. So yesterday, these things were rusty as shit. So today, we're just gonna fish them out. What do I just use? Now they're umpy out, and you can see already, look at that, look in there. That's what it is now, and there's just the slightest piece of rust right there. But like, that's easy. Fucking science, man. Even today, like every one of them had like some form of rust on it, and now it's gone. Look at that, wow. I mean, you saw them, these are the front screws. Look at that washer. Look at that guy all sparkly and shit. Look at this nut, oh my God. Look at this nut. Wow, wild. Ah, get over here. You can just keep reusing this stuff. You just keep reusing it, like boom. New bolts in there. We're missing one, there you go. Now we get to take apart Mr. Motor. I don't know what I'm doing here, or with anything here, but how hard could it be? You know, if a machine can do it, so can I. Let me see if I can give these guys some new life. I'm gonna sand with 80 grit first to get the letters to be flush. I want the new ones to not have any letters at all. I just want it to be like red and green. Just scuff it up a little bit. I'm gonna use fluorescent green and then an apple red. Nice. So the paint dried overnight and these little buttons are very sharp. Super cool. So now we're gonna reassemble this guy and put them all back together. Little springs, these little nuts. I seem to have misplaced the 2 tiny screws. There's one. I found the other one, which is good. The little tiny guy. It wasn't in here though, it was on the table. But look how clean these things are. So now, I can't, where did I put that screw? Just had it, where did I put it? Here it is. You're kidding me. The thread strip. Oh no, it didn't. Yeah, it did. Fuck. We must improvise. Doesn't matter how much it sticks out back here. What matters is it being tight enough to push it down. Improvisation. So we're gonna try this guy. Cash money. Look at those. Look at those buttons. Look at that. Wow. Problem solving. I still have to 3D print the base. That's what I'm gonna do this weekend at home. It's a little jank sauce 5000, but you know, that's fine. Perfect. That works. All right, let's get this motor back together. The paint didn't come out the best on this thing, but you know, it was just to really seal it from the rust, so. So we must be very strategic in where we do this, because this thing's very heavy. I'd say like 90 pounds. Okay, I got one in. Kind of. Okay. Alright. We're good. Yes, this is how it was before. And I did the top ones wrong. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing reassembled now. Gonna run the cables through it again. Still pretty gross in here. Before on this side, after on this side. Looks way better than it did. Give me a Scotch-Brite and some penetrating fluid. We'll be fine. We'll be just fine. So a very rough like mock circuit. I just want to see if that motor works or not. Make sure it's off. Please don't catch on fire or spontaneously combust. It's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. We got a spinning spindle. Let's go. If this works, this pulley should spin.
Oh yeah, boy. Would you just look at that?
Would you just look at it?
Would you look at this?
I'm so proud. It's time to grease those up and put them in here. I still have to make the little holder for this and like the panel here, but that doesn't stop me from putting everything together. Even though I'm gonna have to take it all apart in about a week when the new one gets here. But like, that's just a quick swap of grease and so on, you know? Now we take these guys and we put them here. I already started the greasing. It was recording and I pressed record because I thought it wasn't recording. You know the deal, yeah. I just fixed the return spring with a pair of pliers and a screwdriver. It was like sticking out past that lip, and so it wouldn't allow me to sit it flush onto where it needs to go right there. But now it should sit nice and flush. Give me a nut before this thing unravels like it just did again. Nice. Did you see that? Did you see? Amazing. What a way to end the week.
The next day.
Another new day. We've got the newly printed front cover for the buttons. I still have to take the support material out of this print. I started doing it at home and I was like, I probably should do this on camera. Before we mount it though, we're gonna have to epoxy it and then give it a nice coat of black flat paint, or maybe even gloss, we'll see. I have both, so let's get to it. Finishing, we're going to be using the XTC 3D epoxy brush on liquid coating for 3D printed parts. Perfect. It's going to fill in all these little like lines and sides from the PLA, and it should be pretty simple. There's instructions. It comes with a foam brush and a little measuring cup and then a little tongue depressor to stir it. But before we put this on, we're going to test it out on the machine and make sure it works and make sure everything fits before I go through all the time of epoxying it. I'm pretty confident it's going to fit because the two lined up almost identically. Why is the lens cap still kind of down? Better, maybe? Okay, so after much testing and finally getting these holes to be the right size, I did it off camera because it was just very tedious and didn't feel like moving the camera back and forth and back and forth. So we got it, it works, and I'm actually glad I didn't record it because now you get to wait to the end to see what it actually looks like. That being said, it's time to epoxy it. It has a 10-minute working time and then a 4-hour cure time. So it's 2-to-1 mix, 2A and 1 parts B. 2 parts of this and 1 part of this. Why they're 2 different bottles, I guess, I'm assuming. Looks about right. Okay, so it's in the cabinet right now. We're gonna let that sit for a few hours. I want to touch up on these parts, so we're gonna hit it with a wire wheel. Really wish I had a sandblaster. So we just plastic wrapped this capacitor cover, and now we're going to give it a little incision. The key to good painting is good taping.
The next day.
I let the epoxy dry overnight, and this is kind of the final before I paint it. This epoxy works really well with paint, so we're gonna see how it all comes together. And now we wait. So it's been drying for about 45 minutes. Gonna give it another coat. Now let's focus on the second to last part of this entire build. We're redoing this, we're finishing off the top, and then we're adding this color to everywhere except for this part. This edge is gonna be a nice polished off metal, as well as this part. Wait. Honest reaction.
That's clean as fuck. Oh, you painted that though?
Yeah.
It looks tight. It's fun, dude. It's really
I kept some of the original like
yeah.
patina on it, and then like.
I love it.
So this is it. This is the last time you will see the drill press before the final reveal later in this video. It's been a long time coming. And you may have noticed I haven't shown much of the full drill press since the reassembly. And there's a reason for that. I don't want to spoil the surprise. I want it to be taken in all at once rather than in bits by bits. So let's paint this base and let's show you what we've been working on for the past month. So I put a coat of paint on the base while my camera batteries were charging, and at first I wanted to go with a gloss finish, but after applying the first coat, I decided to go with a flat finish to keep it all looking the same because I just really didn't like how it looked.
It is time to reveal the fully restored Delta drill press that I got from a government auction 1 month ago today. But before I show you, let's see what my friends have to think.
So this is what it was before, a month and 5 days ago.
Wow!
Ooh.
That's pretty!
Whoa!
It's really vibrant.
Wow, I'm genuinely surprised. You made this?
I restored it, yeah.
That's dope. This is really cool. Oh my god, that looks so good. How did you do that?
Wait, what? It looks brand new.
This is what it is now.
Damn.
Wow. This is what it is now.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, the blue.
It looks brand new.
If you did enjoy this video, please share it with your friends, like the video, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video. You might notice I'm in a different place and I'm in my girlfriend Julia's garage because we're gonna be redoing the garage in the next videos, as well as restoring all of these other tools, which is then gonna be used to help make really awesome pieces of furniture. And I'm super, super excited for you to come along that journey with us. It's really gonna be a fun channel and I really hope you stick around. And if you remember earlier in this video, I said I wanted a sandblaster. Look what this is right here. We got a sandblaster. A video is coming on that soon as well, but that being said, this was a really big step for me. I always wanted a drill press and all these types of tools like a bandsaw and a sander. I never conceptualized getting them or how I would get them because they're so expensive. I'm here to dispel that belief that you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to get your own tools, because on average, I spent $140 per tool in the $840 that I spent to get all of these tools: the bandsaw, the sander, the drill press, the radial arm saw, the scroll saw, the vise, and the vacuum. I had no idea what I was doing with this thing the entire time, and I just learned along the way, and that was the most fun part of it all. I hope you take some inspiration from this, and I will see you in the next video.